Hey beautiful, I want to ask you something. Have you noticed how most times in today's world, most people are not happy in their natural state? If they're not doing something fun or something exciting, then they will just feel sad and they will just feel kind of depressed. And then the first thing you think about doing is picking up your phone to actually keep your mind doing something, like keep yourself stimulated so you won't think about why you're sad, why you're feeling those negative feelings. This is so common today because most people, they are just stacking a bunch of things one over the other. It's all about productivity, keep your schedule tight, do a bunch of things at once. This is what a bunch of coaches are teaching us today. They're like, you need to be as most productive as possible. You need to do a lot of things at a time. You just need to get things done. But then what we see when we actually look at neuroscience is actually the opposite. I believe we should be bored. Boredom is important. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be productive or you shouldn't go after that productivity. I am 100% team go after your dreams, go after your goals. However, when you have no time for yourself or when you don't have time to think and to reflect about what you're doing, then that is when it becomes really bad for you. So there was this study conducted in which they put a bunch of people into a room, and then in the front of the room they had a big red button, and before going to the room they made sure everyone pressed the button. And this button was bad because you could feel shock through it. So when they pressed it, there were shock waves that went through their body, and they all agreed this is really bad, like this is terrible, like this is a bad feeling and I shouldn't want to feel this. And then they went into the room, and the experiment was really simple. All they had to do is spend from 6 to 15 minutes doing nothing. It was this simple. You just don't do anything. That's all they asked them. What happened is, when you don't do anything, when you don't have your phone, for example, to stimulate you, you're left alone with your thoughts. That made people feel really bad. That made people feel so bad that 67% of men and 25% of women preferred going up to the front of the room and pressing the big red button over spending time alone with themselves. And this proves how much we're getting dependent in our phones. I say the phones because it's our most direct source of stimulation today. So when you're in your phone, then you can actually always do something. You can always look up something to keep yourself occupied. But this doesn't apply only to our phones. I mean, TVs, watching stuff, just doing something to keep yourself busy all the time, to the point where when you're left alone with yourself, you feel desperate. You feel like, what am I gonna do now? I don't know how to do this. To the point where people prefer, I would rather get shocked than I would rather not do anything. And this is why neuroscience has been finding out how important your state of boredom is. Because when you're bored is when creativity flows, is when your mind runs loose and you can actually discover what you like. You can find out what you want to do with your life. You can find out what I want to do with myself, what I want to work with, what I want to study, what is my purpose in life. This is something so important, and a lot of people think that people feel sad because they don't know their purpose. I ask you, what is your purpose? Like, what are you living for? When you don't know your purpose, then you're just flying loose. You don't have a specific point to get to. Whatever life takes you into, you cannot complain because you didn't choose what you wanted. So then it's just going, it's just free. So this is one of the reasons why people nowadays have such a hard time just feeling happy in their natural state. Because what happens when we have our phone is the following. So you're like watching TikToks, you're scrolling through your phone, you're getting a boost of dopamine. So when you feel happy when you're scrolling, that is true. That is a real feeling of happiness. That is not fake happiness. You're actually feeling happy. Your dopamine is going through the roofs. It's going up, 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 up. And then what happens is you can't stay in your phone forever. So at some point you turn your phone off. And when you turn your phone off, then your dopamine goes like this, whoop. And this point of dopamine is really high. This is like a naturally high for us. So when we do things that should make us happy, for example, reading a book, it won't get like this. It will get like, so it went down, and then you read a book and then it will get like this. So this is not that happy. This is not happy compared to this happy. And then let's say you feel the sun in your face. This is something that should make us humans, which depend on the sun, happy. But then it will just go like this. It's a very small scale compared to what your phone, like what scrolling makes you happy, like how happy it makes you. So what happens is, when you're on your phone all the time, your dopamine is always going up, up, up. So nothing else, when you're off your phone, nothing else will be even close to hitting you this top. And then what happens is, what people do is I'll just get off my phones, I'll just spend some time with no phone at all. What they will see happening is that small things that didn't bring them joy before, like reading a book, like getting the sun on your face, they will feel really happy. Like, you will feel really, really good when you do them, because now you don't have that comparison to the really high levels of dopamine you were receiving from your phone. Now it's all kind of here. So then doing small things, like day-to-day things, like exercising, like eating a good meal, those will make you happy. Those will make you really happy. So what I'm trying to say is that what is happening is that people's scale of dopamine are really messed up lately. Because of the phone, we need way more to feel happy. Our day-to-day lives is not enough to make us happy, because we're receiving so much dopamine from our phone, from scrolling. And then when you're just like not doing anything, when you're just, let's say, waiting in line, then you will probably not feel happy. You will probably feel sad, actually, because you're not receiving any stimulation. Your body is not receiving anything to hold up that state of happiness. So I'm sorry to say that it really is that dim phone. Not because our phones are bad for us. They can be really good. You can have so much knowledge from just your phone. Like, I'm a very curious person. I love learning. So sometimes I'll just get a random question in my head and I'll just search that up and I'll try to remember it, and then I'll just be like a fun fact person. Like, I'll know a bunch of random stuff because I have in my hands a tool that allows me to search literally anything in the world. So our phone can be really good, like it can be really helpful for many things. But when it's used for entertainment obsessively, like to a point in which it's taking up so much of your time, so much of your life, then it's actually really bad for you. And it's really bad because it will give you such a dopamine boost that nothing will compare. So it will be very prejudicial for you. And then with time, it will get worse and worse and worse, because then your mind is becoming addicted to that feeling. You will notice is, if you take away most of your screen time, if you actually get to the point in which you're able to decrease it by a lot, then you will have a lot of empty time in your day. Because sometimes we don't notice how much time we spend, like between breaks or like waiting in lines or even going to the restroom, in our phones. So if you take that time away, I promise you, you will have spare time in your day. And then what should you do with that spare time? Well, it's up to you. You can maybe pick up a new goal, like, oh, I want to learn French. That's something I did. I'm learning French because I love learning new languages. So now you have extra time to do that. Or let's say you just have like a random goal. You want to learn how to invest, for example. Then that is a way better use of your time. Or let's say no, but always when I picked up my phone is because I was feeling very tired. Let me just open up parentheses here. We think when we're on our phones we're resting, but we're actually not. So our brain is actually receiving a lot of information. So technically that is not resting your brain, it's the opposite. It's stimulating it very much. So if you think you're on the phone, you're resting, you're not. That is not a resting state. Resting would be just not doing anything. Look at a wall. You're resting your brain, because your brain is not receiving any stimulation. Or like a better way to rest is go take a walk, look at nature, go people watch, for example. That is a really nice way to just rest your brain. Make sure it's kind of like calming down a little bit, if that makes sense. But then what I actually like to do when I'm not on my phone, when I'm trying to limit my scrolling time, is reading. So reading is my favorite hobby. Like, there's nothing that compares to reading, in my opinion. It's so wonderful. So first, you get to like experiment all types of worlds. Second, you get to fall in love. Like, I just remember the song, fall in love again and again, fall in love. You just get to like fall in love so many times with so many different characters. And you just get to experience so many feelings, and reading is so good for you. Like, it doesn't feel like it because it's so much fun, but it's actually really good for you because the stimulation you're receiving, it's actually like making your brain work and understand. So you're learning while you're reading, so it's really good for you, and it's actually really fun. In my opinion, no one that says they hate reading actually hates reading. They just haven't found a book they like yet. There are like so many different genres, and there's so many different type of books you could be reading. Also, like I mentioned, entertaining books, because those are the ones that I mostly love. But there's so many like self-help books, and there's so many books in which you can learn something from. So like if you want to learn about a specific topic, then you could read a book on that, because that would help you so much. Books are like a cheat code because they're source of all information. So yeah, I'm clearly a book enthusiast because I love it. But if you're actually thinking about reading entertainment, then who doesn't love a good romance? Or my personal favorite are fantasies. I adore fantasies. Romantasies, like romance with fantasies. They're just so much fun. And that is a way better use of your time than scrolling if you want to rest, for example. Also, something very important, make sure you reserve some time to not doing anything. This is like the point of everything I'm trying to say. Make sure you don't do nothing for some time. That's when your mind flows. That's when it becomes so creative and it has so many new ideas. And that's when it actually has the opportunity to grow and to make sure you know what you want. A lot of people, they just live in an automatic state in which they don't think about what they're doing. They're just living day to day. They're just doing what they need to do. They're just going. They don't really think. It's just one step after the other, one day after the other. And when you look back, you'll see years have gone by and you haven't really achieved anything. You've just been doing what you had to do. But when you actually stop and you think and you reflect and you understand what your purpose is and what you want to do, then it's kind of like you unlock something. You get out of this small cave in which everyone is living, in which they're just living day to day, and then you understand which you can do so much more, and you can do more with your time. And it's not that you're gonna stop doing your step-to-step routine, but now like it has a reason behind it, it has a purpose behind it, and you will do it so much more contently. You will actually be happy doing those things because now you know what you're doing, you're reflecting about it, you're not ruining your dopamine. Like, you're actually, guys, I promise, if you fix your dopamine, you're gonna be happy. Like, getting out of bed, I look at the sky, oh, the sky is so beautiful, I'm happy. I made eggs for breakfast, those eggs taste so good, I'm happy. I chose a good outfit, wow, I feel pretty, I'm happy. Being happy won't be a challenge, it will just be your natural state, because now you're fixed, if that makes sense. Like, your dopamine is not looking for crazy fun things to feel happy. Now, we should be happy doing normal things on our natural state of being. You should be feeling happiness. So I suggest try it out. Ooh. Try it out, see what you think. Try to understand what your body needs. Many times, if you'll just sit quietly with yourself, you will understand. You will understand what you need mentally, you will understand what you need spiritually, you will understand what you need physically. Our body, it tries to communicate with us. You just need to listen. And especially your mind, I feel like if you spend time with yourself, I know it can be uncomfortable. I remember the big red button, which everyone wants to press. They want to get out of that moment in which you're alone with yourself, because I understand that when you're alone with yourself, sometimes our mind will start critiquing us and it will start thinking of terrible things. But you need to train your mind. You need to make sure it is trained to be a happy place to be. And the way you do that is by controlling your thoughts. You tell your mind, I can think this, I cannot think this. This is allowed, this is not allowed. I'm feeling ugly, not allowed. I am beautiful and I don't care what you're saying because I am beautiful. And I truly believe that. And even if you don't, when you start saying it over and over again, you will believe it, because we can very easily lie to ourselves. It's actually pretty easy. You just say it a bunch of times and you'll start believing it. So be careful, but you can pretty much convince yourself of anything. I am hardworking, and if you work hard, you are hardworking. I mean, you just need to convince yourself and you need to do it. Make those two things together, it's a fact. It's the truth. So train your mind for it to be a pleasant place. You should not be uncomfortable being with yourself. It should be a safe place. It should be a place where you're happy. That's all I'm trying to say. Your natural state of being, when you're not doing anything, you should feel happiness. So yeah, guys, being productive is important, but spending some time alone with yourself is so important too. It is a way of self-love. It is you helping yourself out. You will see how creative you will get. You will see how wiser you will get. So try it out. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I will see you on my next video. I love you so much. Bye.